Did you know that for most people over 80, the biggest fear isn't death? It's something far quieter, more personal, more human. In fact, it's a set of fears, often unspoken, that shape how we age, how we feel about our final years. And whether we face them with peace or with quiet dread, these aren't fears you'll often see on the surface, but they're real. And they affect millions of people every single day. If you or someone you love is in their 70s, 80s, or beyond, you need to know what these hidden fears are, because understanding them can transform how you live and how you support those around you. In this video, we're diving into 7 powerful fears that most older adults carry, but rarely talk about. And most importantly, we'll explore what you can do to ease them, for yourself or for someone you care about. Stick with me until the end, because this isn't just a list, it's a mirror. You might just see yourself or someone you love in every one of these. Let's begin. Fear number 1. Becoming a burden to others, one of the deepest, most private fears that older people carry, is not physical decline. It's the emotional weight of becoming a burden. Many people in their 80s or 90s won't say this out loud, but inside they quietly worry. What if my children have to care for me? What if I can't manage alone? Will I be a problem instead of a person? This fear leads some older adults to hide their struggles, to pretend they're okay when they're not, just to avoid making others worry. I remember meeting an 85-year-old man named Yusuf. He had chronic back pain, but he refused to let his son help carry groceries. When I asked him why, he said quietly, "Because I raised him. I don't want him to raise me." The solution isn't to tell them, "Don't worry." The real solution is to create relationships where help doesn't feel like a burden, where it's part of love, not pity. Fear number 2. Losing independence. Closely tied to the first fear is another silent one, the fear of losing autonomy, the ability to make decisions, to go where you want, to control your own life. After 80, many people begin to sense their world shrinking, slowly, almost invisibly. Driving becomes harder, tasks take longer, decisions get questioned, and what they fear most is not just physical limitation, but the loss of choice. When independence starts to slip, so does dignity, unless we build systems that let older adults stay in charge as much as possible. Small acts of independence matter. Choosing their own clothes, managing their own schedule, having their opinion asked, not just about big things, but small ones too, because even tiny choices remind someone, I still matter. I still get to decide. Fear number 3. Outliving friends and family. Imagine waking up each day to fewer phone calls, fewer familiar faces, more birthdays where people are missing instead of present. Many older adults don't fear their own passing. They fear watching everyone else go first. Loneliness isn't just emotional, it's physical. It raises blood pressure, increases the risk of dementia, weakens immunity. I once met a woman named Rabia, 89. She said, "When I was 50, I had 10 friends. At 70, I had 5. Now at 89, it's just me." That quiet grief, the slow vanishing of one's community, is one of the most unspoken pains of aging. The answer? Build new connections at every stage. Neighbors, clubs, intergenerational groups, because life still wants to connect us, even now. Fear number 4. Losing. Mental sharpness, another hidden fear that shadows many lives after 80, is the quiet terror of cognitive decline. Forgetfulness becomes frightening. Did I lock the door? Why did I come into this room? Was that just a mistake or a sign? This fear is rarely said out loud, but it lingers, because people don't just want to live long, they want to stay themselves. The truth? Keeping the brain active through puzzles, books, conversations, learning really does help. And so does acknowledging that occasional forgetfulness is normal. Let's remind our elders and ourselves that it's okay to be slower. What matters more than speed is presence. Fear number 5, being forgotten after a long life. What many people fear most is being erased. Will their story matter? Will anyone remember their name, their work, their laughter, their dreams? Legacy isn't about fame. It's about feeling that your life meant something, that someone, anyone, will carry your memory forward. I met a retired teacher named Ahmed who kept journals for 40 years. When I asked him why, he smiled and said, "I just want my grandchildren to know who I was, not just what I did." Encourage older adults to tell their stories. Record them. Ask questions. Make space for their memories. Because being remembered isn't a gift, it's a basic human need. Fear 𝙔𝙤𝙪𝙧 𝙌𝙪𝙚, physical decline and pain. This is perhaps the most obvious fear, but it runs deeper than most realize. It's not just the fear of illness. It's the fear of losing control over your own body, of being trapped inside a form that no longer cooperates. Simple things, walking, eating, even using the bathroom, can become battles. And the hardest part? The embarrassment, the silence around it. What helps? Empathy, patience, dignity, a soft voice, a hand offered gently, not forcefully. Pain is real. But when it's witnessed, shared, and eased with kindness, it becomes more bearable. Fear number 7, losing purpose. Finally, the fear that often arrives in the quiet hours. Why am I still here? After retirement, after raising kids, after decades of giving. Many older adults face a crisis of purpose. No deadlines, no routines, no one depending on them. But the truth is, purpose doesn't have an age limit. In fact, those who live the longest and happiest lives after 80 are the ones who find small, steady purposes. Feeding birds each morning, calling someone who's lonely, watering plants, praying, writing, watching over a grandchild. Life still needs you. You still matter. And every day is a chance to give something only you can give. Final thoughts. The gift of awareness. You see, most people think aging is all about the body. But after 80, it's the mind and heart that shape your experience most. These 7 hidden fears are not signs of weakness. They're signs of wisdom, of caring, of living deeply and wanting to keep living meaningfully. And when we understand them, we can do something powerful. We can build a life that eases them. We can support others who carry them. And we can enter our own later years not with fear, but with compassion. Tell me in the comments, which of these 7 fears do you think about or see in someone you love? And more importantly, what's one small thing you can do to ease that fear? Your words might just help someone else feel seen today, before you go. If this video spoke to you, helped you feel understood, or gave you something to think about, please like, subscribe, and click the bell so you never miss content that supports your well-being, today and for the years ahead. Your support helps us continue creating videos that matter. This isn't just a channel, it's a growing community of people who want to age with dignity, grace, and meaning. Thank you for watching. Stay strong, stay curious, and remember, your story isn't over. It's still being written.